Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video. I did a poll on my Instagram, which I'm probably going to link in the bottom or up at the top, but about should I show my drawings or do a story time, and a lot of people chose story times. So if you would like to be a part of these polls that I do for my YouTube videos, please follow me. It'll be in the description down below or up there. So this is going to be a story time on my first job. And about last year, I worked at this job for about 6 months. So it's a huge franchise. They sell coffee, donuts, and they were merged with the ice cream franchise as well. And I'm not going to say names or the company because I just personally don't want to get thrown out or kicked out of there. But anyways, so I did the interview and basically I passed. Ended up having to watch like the videos, like to do the training videos, and then you have to pass that, which I passed with 92%. And this is just training you on how to make the coffees, the sandwiches, how to clean the stations, how to sterilize things, how to make sure things are running correctly. So I passed that. I started my first day, and I'm gonna say this person's name is Greg because I don't want to use his real name. But Greg ended up training me. He worked the sandwich station, which is where I was going to be working. They put me there, and I'm gonna say later on why I didn't like the sandwich station. And so shows me where the things are to restock it. Shows me around the place, like tour, which is a very small store. So we just have like the back where they make the donuts, then the other back where they keep the cups. They have a freezer where they keep all the frozen stuff, and then they have the sauces which are to this side. And there's the manager's office, which is very small. This place is like small. 6 people work in the back every day each, because they have from 6 to 12 I work. Then the afternoon people come in, and then they have the graveyard which comes in, and time, each time, they only have 6 people. They don't have more than 6 because it's against policy. So the eggs come in a box. If you don't like pre-frozen eggs, I would suggest not buying the sandwiches from them because their eggs are pre-frozen. Bacon, already cooked, not really cooked bacon. It just comes like that, like, you buy your bacon at the store. That's how the bacon comes. The tuna salad and the chicken salad. If you don't like it comes in a pre thing, like a little like container like that. That's how it comes. And then we just open it, spread it on the toasted bread, and we stick it out there. So it's disgusting. Like tuna, you should never buy tuna if you don't know where it's coming from. Just my opinion. I don't like already cooked. I do like cooked frozen stuff, but it depends. It's like finding out that your hamburger patty comes frozen. Some of it does, like that. But anyways, so the rules kind of like what we get, what we're not supposed to get, what we have to pay for, stuff like that. He told me, he was like, when you make sandwiches and you're done with your work, like you're done with your job, you're off the clock, you can make a free sandwich, and you get free sandwiches every day. One free sandwich. And I was like, okay, we get one free donut or a bagel. And I didn't know about the ice cream or anything, which I'll get into that later. But so I started working. I got used to the sandwich station. So that person ended up getting fired for a reason. I'm not gonna say what happened. And so he got fired. Well, during that time I was making the sandwiches, this other manager worked there. She was really nice. I'm gonna call her Sally. So Sally was working there for a while. I was making me free sandwiches. She didn't have nothing to say. And then I started serving me ice cream because for me, I love ice cream, and I would eat it. Well, one day or after a while, she started making jokes like, "Oh, you're eating ice cream again?" Like jokes, which didn't bother me. And she ended up quitting. A lot of the workers quit. The general manager couldn't find managers, So I believe she was taking out her frustrations on us, her employees. So a lot of the stuff would break down, like the freezer to the ice cream would break down. This place is old, so it's been there for a while, but they upgraded they like renovated it, like where people sit in the dine-in. They've upgraded, but the machines were old. The ovens were like double ovens, which were old, which would break down. I would get blamed for it. The freezers would break down. They would have to stop. Sorry, my nose itches. Serving ice cream, things like that. Instead of buying new equipment, they would fix it and hope for the best, which is not good. The ice cream, there was an employee, I'm not gonna say who, Delicious Color Jessica, she would get like the taste tester spoons for the ice cream, which you have for the ice cream, these little taste tester spoons. When somebody wants to say, hey, can I try this ice cream before I buy it, you give them a little like taste tester spoon. She would take a taste tester spoon and taste the ice cream. Sometimes a piece of her ice cream that she would taste would fall back into the ice cream. Now, for me, I didn't like confrontation, so I wouldn't say anything. It was just gross. There would be beetles, ants, bugs in the ice cream. There was this one employee, let's name him Kevin. Kevin would go, before he went to work for Starbucks, he would go and he would check all the ice creams and make sure that there was nothing in the ice creams, like bugs or anything, because we would find bugs pretty often than not. They have like a glass covering that covers the ice creams, but sometimes, there's like cracks and bugs or things get into the cracks and stuff like that. So when I would get like my free ice cream and eat it, I would find these things. Now the workers have gotten lazy. They don't check. So if you get an ice cream, please, like, or from anywhere, people are supposed to check these things, because you just be digging in and there's a beetle or an ant in your ice cream. That's gross. The machines would break down. People would say I've made the best sandwiches out of anybody that has worked there. So all of a sudden my sandwiches, they were saying, were burnt, weren't cooked good. All these excuses that I know didn't happen, because the last manager said, you've improved on your sandwiches, because I was making burnt sandwiches before. You're making good sandwiches. You've improved. I'm proud that you've improved it and you've worked on that. Ever since she left, it just went downhill. Employees wanted to quit. One employee, Margaret, which, not her real name, but she went to go, they opened up another closer to where she lived, and she went to go see about it, came back, the manager blackmailed her, which I don't think she wants people to, I'm not gonna say what really happened, but yeah, told her something about moving to another job, like blackmailed her so she wouldn't leave. Like, that's unprofessional, not professional. Taking it out on people. She was losing a lot of people because how she's running it, because she owns two of them, or she doesn't own, she runs, because she's the general manager. Sorry, my nose itches. Two of them, and both places don't even have a manager. That's how badly ran that is. They should make sure they have managers, because all the managers she hires quits. Not professional. Like, if you can't hire a manager, like if I was the owner and my general manager couldn't hire a manager, I'd be like, what are you doing? Fix it. If not, I'm gonna fire you. That's just how it should be ran. You should always have a manager at all times. The general manager shouldn't be there at all times like a manager, because they don't have, that's not what the general manager is there for. The manager's there for that. If something were to happen and the general manager was not there at that time, it frustrates people when you call the place and it's like something happens, like, oh, I found a hair in my donuts. Can I speak to your manager? Or something happened. Can I speak to your manager? That is so unprofessional, because you're gonna have to say, I'm sorry, my manager is not here right now, and neither is the general manager, who is usually the stand-in for the manager. That is unprofessional. My nose is itching badly today. But anyways, I worked there for a while. So they had slips, that people write down orders. Like somebody says, I want a dozen donuts, 2 dozen donuts every first Friday of the month. So every first Friday of the month, I want 2 dozen donuts. So they have that order written down. They put it in these little slots, and every first Friday you just make the order. They come, they pick it up, pay whatever. Well, I had a sandwich order like that, and the person stopped doing the order after a while. But when people order 10 sandwiches or 20 sandwiches, and they don't call in, like one time I had somebody just came in, said they wanted 10 sandwiches. I'm the only one working at the sandwich station. Sandwiches get backed up because you have to get sandwiches out at a certain time. They have like the timer, which I don't know if you've seen at McDonald's. They have the screen and it has like the clocks running. It says like 12 minutes. That means what time they have to get your sandwich out. If they don't get it out in that time, they're supposed to offer you like, hey, here, take these fries because we were late on your sandwich. Wait time. That's a wait time. That's what it means. When they have that timer there, that's the wait time. When you hear things beeping going off because we had to reheat this stuff and we had it in a heater, where it's like at McDonald's they do like, you know how they pull out and they put the sausage on your sandwich? That's a heater to heat the sandwiches up. So we had that too, but if I didn't get my sandwiches out on time, which I had to get them out in 3 to 4 minutes less, I would get in trouble for that. I would try to get my sandwiches out as fast as I can, but when you get 10 sandwiches at a time, that is like when it's crazy. She says, then she tells me to ask for help, which I did. But that person, if we only have 6 people, has to leave their station to help me, and then it throws off the other station. And what I think would be easier if they had it that way was to have people call in before they come in and say, I'm ordering 10 sandwiches. I'm going to come in, and then that way we have them made. They're going to say, well, let us know what time they come in so the sandwiches don't get cold. Then we make them before they come in, and when they come in, they're ready with their sandwiches, and they can like sit down and eat their sandwich or whatever. And so I'm gonna get into the reason why I got fired and all that, but that was the only downside to the sandwich issue. Was it was hectic. Sandwiches were coming left and right. These are like breakfast sandwiches, so when we would have the regulars come in the morning. So we had regulars coming in the morning, order their sandwiches every single day. These regulars would come in on top of that. If there was a bunch of sandwiches through the drive-through, you have to, technically, fast food, you have to do drive-through first, and then you do dine-in, but it depends on what sandwich comes first. So if dine-in comes first, you do dine-in first, sorry, my nose itches, then you do drive-through. And it's just crazy. So the day I got fired, she had said I had hygiene issues. Sorry, my forehead itches now, I don't know. She said she had issues. So I came in ready to work, and I was making a sandwich. Well, the person before didn't restock everything, and I ran out of cheese. So I was afraid I have to get this out at a certain time. So if I don't get it out at a certain time, that's bad. Stop what I was doing to go get cheese and then come back and make the sandwich, which that takes even more time. And we have to get these out in 3 or 4 minutes less on top of that. So it's frustrating when people don't do their job and I get blamed for it, especially when I was out. Like she always had me off Saturday, Sunday. When I would come back Monday, the sandwich station wouldn't be stocked right, and I'll get in trouble for it. I'm like, I was off. Why am I getting in trouble for the sandwich station not being stocked when they're supposed to restock it because I'm off? Well, I was making someone's sandwich and I forgot the cheese. And she goes, aren't you going to go get the cheese? And I'm like, yeah, I just had to make the sandwich. I have a timer. I have to get this on time. I wasn't going to give. She goes, so you're just going to give them a sandwich without cheese? And I'm like, no, I'm going to go get the cheese. And she's like, you know what? Go. She goes, I just go sit down. I got to talk to you, whatever. She told me I was grazing, like eating little bits here and there, which I never did at work. We're not supposed to get no lunch. We don't get no lunch, no break. You're supposed to eat before you come, which I do. 6. How do you expect somebody to work 8 hours with no lunch, no break, no nothing? Making sandwiches, and I don't get nothing until after I'm done, which I understand that. We get no break, no lunch, but other people were special. They got to this one girl, Sally, I'm not gonna say her real name, would always bring something to eat. She would eat in the back, and she allowed her to, but she never allowed me. Like, people would get to eat except for me. They would take donuts back there. They would eat donuts. They would eat here and there, and she wouldn't tell them anything. And I said, well, other people are doing it, and I would tell her, and she was like, but still, you're not supposed to do that. And then she said, I'm gonna send you home. I'm gonna suspend you and see if you're gonna come back to work or if I'm gonna fire you. So I was like, okay. She goes, I don't want you to sit inside because I don't want you to get upset and it bothers all the customers. I want you to go sit outside. So I was like, okay, call your ride, tell him to come. So I called my ride, I told him to come. We filled out the slip. She had a witness fill out that I was suspended. And so then I went home. I called because I got a new phone. So I called and I said, here's my new number. I'm calling with my new number. Just to let you know so she knows to call me on this number to let me know if I work or not. She didn't call me. She didn't text me, no message, no nothing saying I was fired or I come into work. Unprofessional, first of all, from a general manager. General manager is basically the higher up of the manager. The place was run poorly, like the oven broke down. She blamed me and said, you broke it. Then one time she told me you broke it, so she had me go clean the bathrooms. While I was cleaning the bathrooms, the oven decided to not work on her, and she goes, we're gonna have to close the sandwich machine down and get it fixed. Things wouldn't run right, like where the freezer is, where the sandwiches, they're supposed to clean. You're supposed to take everything out and clean the inside. People weren't cleaning it because if it freezes, water collects and all the droppings from the food stuff collects under that, and it won't freeze the produce and stuff like that. It won't freeze it right. The oven broke down, the freezers would break down. They wouldn't buy new equipment, they would just fix it. This equipment was from the old like place that stood there when they remodeled it. They just remodeled the dining area. That was it. They didn't get like new equipment and stuff. So yeah, a lot of stuff wasn't running right. The general manager was unprofessional. She couldn't find a manager. She would take it out on us. All this would go on. There was like a lot of stuff that would go on. Like if the baker wasn't there, because the baker baked 2 days out of the week, they would pull out already frozen donuts and cook them and decorate them and then stick them out. Like the donuts, they had it set up so the allergenic donuts go on the bottom so people don't get allergies, and the rest of the donuts at the top. So that's how they had it set up. You had to clean, wipe around everything. We had inspections, so we had to make sure everything was clean and stuff like that. So when she didn't call, she didn't text me, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm not gonna call her. I'm not gonna text her. I'm not gonna be like, hey, do I come in? Did I lose my job? That is unprofessional. Why do I want to work at a place where I'm getting treated badly for their stuff that breaks down? Why do I want to work? And people are gonna say, well, why are you complaining? It's a job. I get it. But getting treated horribly because you don't have a manager is not my problem. I'm sorry. She blackmailed people. She was rude. She treated people like crap. That's why people quit. It was hectic. Anyways, yeah, that's my story of time on my first job. If you haven't, please click the subscribe button down below. Hit the thumbs up notification if you like this video. And comment in the comments what videos you want me to do, because I'm going to This isn't gonna always be like a story time YouTube channel. I'm gonna do unboxings, DIYs, how to, like how to draw cartoons, because I do draw stuff. So if you want to see like drawing videos, I can show you like how to draw cartoons, how I learned, unboxings, DIYs, because I do like art stuff, like DIY stuff I can show. Yeah, so if you haven't, please click the subscribe button, click the thumbs up. I will comment something nice in the comments. And also, I will be linking my Instagram, so if you want to follow my Instagram to get all like the polls on what videos you want me to do, please follow that if you want input on what videos I should do. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.